As I told our players, for us where we're at, there's never any moral victories. But with that being said, I couldn't be more proud of our group. Second night of a tough back-to-back, four starters out, and I felt we gave that team everything that they could handle. We didn't play perfect, too many turnovers, struggled to make shots tonight. When we've beaten this team in this building, we've made a lot of threes. Tonight that wasn't the case, but as a head coach, Katie asked me before the game, what am I looking for? Fight, compete, give ourselves a chance, and we did that tonight. So I applaud our guys' effort and for playing the way we played. I thought Aaron Gordon was tremendous tonight. This is a game where he just went out there, 26 points, 13 rebounds, and I thought left everything he had on the floor. But you look up and down the line, starters, bench, everybody contributed. Just a rough night offensively for us against a very good defensive team, but very, very proud to be the head coach of this team.
I think Giannis had 9 turnovers as well. Kind of speaking to AG's night, what was the most impressive aspect of it? Just the fact that he left it all out there on both ends?
Yeah, this was a game where second out of a back-to-back, a lot of guys are out. You're going to find out about your team. What's the makeup of our group? Are we going to go out there and say, well, no Jamal, no Contavious Caldwell-Pope, no Michael, no Nikola. Let's just go out here and, mess around. And that was our challenge going in. No, this is another opportunity for us to establish our identity, who we are. And Aaron, the aggressiveness, the rebounding, the just fighting around the basket, the defending. I think out of those 9 turnovers, probably 4 of those were charges on Giannis, guys having the courage to step in, and that wasn't just Aaron Gordon, but I thought he was very good off the bench. I thought Bones had a good game for us. Ish, Jeff, a lot of guys stepped up. So now we fly to Philly and have a chance to get a little bit of a rest before we play on Saturday.
Do you expect the players who couldn't play tonight will be in Philly, or at least some of them?
I expect most of them to be back for the game in Philly. Yes, I do. That's the hope right now.
Michael, throughout the course of the season, when Jamal hasn't been playing, you've gone through it the last times. Is that just trying to kind of keep some Bones' scoring punch with that bench unit to kind of lift that group, or what's the?
Yeah, I think even I think it was game 2 of the season when Jamal didn't play in Golden State in our first earlier in the season, the front end of a back-to-back. Bones is a scorer, and he's such an important part to that bench unit. So with no Jamal, it's, Bruce has been kind of our de facto starting point guard. Size, physicality, with that unit, we can be really versatile like we were tonight, switching everything. And then obviously when Bones comes in or Ish comes in, we have to do some different things defensively to account for their lack of size, if you will. So, yeah, it's just Bones' ability to come in the game and change the complexion in a hurry.
What about the defensive effort? 13 of 30 from 3 for them, and it kind of sounds weird, but holding them to 107 points.
Yeah, especially after the last game, they scored 150. So, if you look at the numbers, they're not going to be like, oh, it was a great defensive night, because they shot 47 from the field, 43 from 3. Obviously, you can't let a guy like Connaughton impact the game making 5 threes, but this team has been making 20 threes a game the last 5. So to hold them to only 13 makes and 30 attempts, that's a really impressive number for us, Katie. We beat them on the glass by 1, and again, only 107 points. Last night we held a team to 98. Tonight we held a team to 107. So we all understand that the reason that we've gone on the run that we've gone on since I think December 8th at Portland, the defense and the three-point defense have been a huge part of that surge. And that's going to have to continue with 11 games going into the All-Star break. I say it every year. I told our players this. There are some teams that are dying for the All-Star break, can't wait to go to Cancun. No, we are keeping our eyes on the prize, and we have to make sure we play all the way to the break and try to steal as many games as possible.
How hard is this back-to-back, especially 2 cities that are in different parts of the country to begin with? Does it make it very hard to be here next day and play?
Yeah, back-to-backs in general, even if they're in your own building, like we've had a few times this year, are hard because you're playing, obviously, 2 games in a very short period of time. And then when you put into account traveling all the way from New Orleans up to Milwaukee, that is a long flight. Last night was an emotional game where guys played heavy minutes, and you're getting into a hotel at a very late hour of the night or morning, depending on how you look at it. So yeah, it's a challenge, but we're not the only team that goes through that. Every team has to deal with that, and we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, but I saw a lot of great things from our group tonight that will help us moving forward.
How tough with Giannis' size, just how tough is it to keep him off the foul line, out of the foul line? See, he had about 2 off his career high in free throw attempts.
Yeah, I mean, he leads the league at over 13 free throw attempts per game. Obviously, he made them at a high clip tonight, so you give him credit for making 15 out of 22. But it's a challenge. I mean, the guy is great in transition. He's great in the paint, and he's by far the best in the NBA in terms of drawing fouls and living at the free throw line. And you have to do your best to show a crowd, show your hands, and make life tough for him. And obviously, he took advantage of that tonight.
I don't mean this to be a loaded question at all, but does the league, do you feel like the league has an obligation to protect these matchups with how, these are 2 of the league's seminal stars, the last 4 MVPs?
Yeah, I mean, I think when any question about the schedule is, I always hate our schedule. I'm going to hate our schedule every year it comes out. And so is 29 other coaches. They're going to look at it and they're going to say, there's some personal bias here. We get no respect. The league has an impossible job. I mean, you're not going to keep 30 teams happy with the schedule. But with that being said, I think Philadelphia played tonight. They don't play again until Saturday, I believe. We played tonight. We don't play again until Saturday. They're setting that game up for Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, ABC. So those players will likely be available. To your point, this is a team, in the last 5 years, Milwaukee's won more games than anybody. We've won more games than anybody in the Western Conference. Giannis is a 2-time MVP. Nicole's a 2-time MVP. To have this game the second night of a back-to-back, not a national TV game, and a lot of our guys weren't able to play tonight, you would hope that they would set this game up to be a little bit more of a marquee matchup. But again, that's easy for us to say. Whoever does that in the league office, whatever computer program they use, that is an unenviable task because no one's ever happy with it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.